This is not right. You know what? You're trying to manipulate the election because I won't be able to campaign. And he might have a point. I mean, I want to point out, the establishment doesn't want him. Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, so many of the sort of big money donors within the Republican Party don't want him. Certainly the Democrats, we know they don't want him. But what's incredible is how, because they all don't want him, they're willing to really sort of extend the scope of the law. And when I say extend, I mean, they're getting broader and broader and broader. And Fannie Willis down there in Fulton County, Georgia, is getting really broad with her racketeering charge and going after everyone at a state level, which is it's like just opening up Pandora's box, really and truly. I'd be very worried if I were Hunter and Joe Biden right now, because who's to say that some DA in another state, in another district that's conservative, is not going to go after them? I mean, they started this, so to speak, and I want you to remember, they started it before the election. I was astonished when I saw this clip of Hillary Clinton in August of 2020. Remember, the election was not till November. Here's Hillary. I've played it for you before, but I'm going to play it again. I'm going to keep on playing it because I don't want you to forget this. Not for 1 second. What she was saying about the election before it even happened. Watch.
Joe Biden should not concede under any circumstances, because I think this is going to drag out. And eventually, I do believe he will win if we don't give an inch.
You don't give an inch? Are you kidding me? But, Alan Dershowitz, who has been very outspoken on this issue, the Harvard law professor, who actually was looking for those hanging chads back in Florida for Al Gore, working for the Democrats. He's a lifelong Democrat. He even voted for Biden. And he told me just the other day he thinks he may still vote for Biden. But it doesn't change the Constitution. In other words, what they are doing in terms of expanding the scope of the law to go after Trump and after him and get him, and that's what they want to do, is really pretty bizarre. You don't think you have the right to say, hey, I'd like to check those votes, just like Hillary Clinton was completely, totally willing to do, just like Al Gore was there doing with Alan Dershowitz in Florida. Just like, by the way, the Democrats were perfectly fine with Stacey Abrams when she said she wasn't going to concede that Georgia race for governor. I mean, somehow it's totally okay for one side to say, hey, we don't think this is right, but it's not okay if Donald Trump does it. That, to me, is fundamentally a problem. Now, like, I'm a realist, and Donald Trump hasn't always done himself any favors, right? Apparently there's some book out, some excerpt where he's caught on tape saying that he didn't think he had won, but he wanted the votes anyway. I don't have the perfect quote. But nonetheless, I'm going to step back for a second, because if we were to say that politicians were in the business of always telling the truth, no matter what, I don't think you'd have any politicians, period. And so whether it's the federal case where they're sort of saying, hey, you can't lie, and you can't go and do this if you really know that. I mean, it's pretty wild. Or in this Georgia case where you can't even send a retweet, you can't even, ask these questions. You can't take a meeting. That's pushing it. But they want to control the narrative, and they don't want him there. Hey everyone, Trish Regan here. If you enjoyed that clip, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel. Just hit that little subscribe button right over there. Did I do that right? Not quite, but you know where it is. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so that you get the alerts, and I'll see you back on the show.